My brother Ryan has been with Nicole for almost 2 years. She's good. Solid. Shows up with banana bread at Mom's house. Helps clean up after family dinners. Remembers everyone's birthdays. We all liked her. That's why I was confused as hell. When Ryan said she wasn't coming to my wedding, we were sitting at Mom and Dad's place in Eugene. Just the family. Helping with the usual monthly mess, receipts, invoices, digital backups. Their cafe runs on chaos and caffeine. I asked if Nicole had any food restrictions. She's vegetarian. Sensitive to raw greens. I wanted to double check for the caterers. He goes, "Oh, she's not coming. I'm bringing Sierra." And my stomach dropped. Sierra Blake. His best friend. Since Franklin High. The same Sierra who always showed up late. And left early. Who cried at every group event. Who made everything about her. Who looked at every girlfriend he had like they were temporary. I said, "What happened to Nicole?" He shrugged. Said Sierra wanted to see the old gang. Thought it'd be fun to catch up. He said. Like this was a picnic. I said. If I wanted Sierra at my wedding, I would have invited her. He got tense. Defensive. Accused me of being closed-minded. Said I don't get opposite-sex friendships. Which is crap. My husband's best woman is his childhood friend. I adore her. She respects me. She brings me into things. Never freezes me out. Sierra? She lives to divide. I told him Sierra wasn't invited. And that if he couldn't bring Nicole, he didn't get a +1 at all. He exploded. Called me Big Ted, an old nickname they use for control freaks back in school. Said I was acting just like him. Cold. Rigid. Domineering. I told him. This isn't about control. It's about respect. Nicole's your girlfriend. Sierra's your emotional parasite. He stormed out. And I sat there, holding a receipt for a cappuccino machine, wondering how many lines you have to cross before a sibling stops being family. 2 days after the fight, I got a DM from an old classmate. Screenshot attached. Sierra's story. It was a mirror selfie. Captioned. Can't wait to see the old gang. Even if I'm not wanted. Tiny white text in the corner. They always come back to you when they're lost. My name wasn't tagged. But the message was loud. And every girl from high school knew exactly who she meant. Then came the tags. Micro-sized. Barely visible. But enough to show up in notifications. Sad quotes. Real ones are never welcome. They fear what they can't control. When they try to erase you, shine harder. Then came the Ask Me Anything box. Sierra asked herself questions. I'm sure of it. What's your wedding style? With a photo of her in a silk dress. Captioned. This. But I'll never get to wear it. What's your biggest pet peeve? Answer. When people date someone who's clearly threatened by friendship. She sent me an email. 3 paragraphs. Vague rage. Told me Nicole wasn't the only woman who mattered in Ryan's life. Said I was being selfish. That I didn't have a right to erase her history with my brother. She ended it with, whether you like it or not, I'll see you on your big day. I didn't answer. Just forwarded the message to our planner. And replied once. 1 sentence. Sierra, if you show up, you'll be removed by staff. Or by police. Your call. The next few days were quiet. Until they weren't. First, Emma called me. One of the girls from our Franklin High circle. Said Sierra was telling people I'd invited her. Then disinvited her because Nicole was jealous. That I was trying to control who Ryan was allowed to care about. Said I had always been weird about him having female friends. Like I saw every woman as a threat. Then Jake messaged me. Said Sierra claimed Nicole made Ryan cut her off. That Nicole had isolated him from his true friends. Sierra told people I was fake. Power hungry. That I always hated her because I Could never handle someone prettier in the room. It was exhausting. But also predictable. The twist? No one bought it. Emma blocked her. Jake told me he laughed. Even Jason, one of the guys who always defended her, said, "Bro, she's acting like she's still in high school." The girl started forwarding me her messages. Screenshots. Voice notes. Full meltdown. I didn't even have to say a word. She was unraveling. In public. In DMs. In stories. And all I did was sip coffee. And send Nicole a message that said, "I'm sorry. You deserve better from all of us." Nicole replied with a heart emoji. Then added, "I don't think I'm coming to the wedding." We met at Tabor Grounds. Small coffee shop near her place in Portland. Used to be our spot for Sunday walks. Back when things felt light. Nicole looked tired. But clear. Like someone who'd already cried the last tear she was going to give him. She ordered peppermint tea. Sat across from me. And said, "He lied so naturally. I almost believed him." I didn't ask what happened. She told me anyway. Said she confronted him. Asked why Sierra was suddenly more important than she was. He gave the usual. "Sierra's just my friend. You're overreacting. She's been in my life forever." So she told him to read their messages. Out loud. Every single one. And he did. She said his voice cracked at the third paragraph. When Sierra said, "You'll never love anyone the way you love me. But that's okay. I don't need the title to own your heart." I felt sick. Just hearing it. She said she sat there. Hands still. Face blank. And asked him, "Are you in love with her?" He didn't answer. Not really. Just said, "She's complicated." She laughed once. Cold. Then told him to sleep on the couch. And the next morning, she texted him, "Pack your things. You're moving out." The call came at 1:07 a.m. Unknown number. Foreign code. A woman's voice. Nervous. Accented. "Are you related to Ryan Walters?" My stomach flipped. I said yes. "He's in the hospital. In Costa Rica. You should come if you can." I froze. Couldn't process. She said he was unconscious. No phone. No ID. But they pieced it together from an old emergency contact card in his wallet. I woke Dad. He didn't speak. Just grabbed his jacket. We left the house at 2 a.m. Started driving south toward the nearest airport with open international flights. Mom stayed behind. Nicole called while we were on I-5. Asked, "Is Sierra with him?" I didn't know. I hoped not. But I knew she was. No one had heard from her. Her Instagram was suddenly empty. No posts. No stories. But I knew. They had gone away together. After everything. After the fight. After the texts. They ran. And now he was in a hospital bed. Somewhere near Punta Arenas. With a broken body. And no one to speak for him. We got to the hospital the next afternoon. Heat heavy. Air thick. Dad didn't speak the whole ride from the airport. We walked in. Gave Ryan's name. And the nurse smiled. Soft, tired. "He's awake. In and out. Infection's bad. But he's stable." I exhaled for the first time in hours. Then she added, "His girlfriend's been here on and off." I said, "His what?" "Sierra," she said. "The one who brought him in." She showed up an hour later. Like nothing was broken. Fresh clothes. Perfect eyeliner. Phone in hand. Smiling at the staff. She walked up to us. Said, "Hey. I didn't know you were coming so soon." Dad didn't answer. I didn't move. She talked like we were old friends. Said it had been overwhelming. That she needed space to process. That she'd been staying at a hotel nearby. I asked, "You left him here alone for a day?" She blinked. Tilted her head. Said, I just needed a moment. I was scared. I'm human too, Jenna. I nodded. Said nothing. She pulled out her phone. Showed us a photo she posted from her hotel room. Captioned, "Taking time to breathe again. The night Ryan nearly died." She asked if we wanted coffee. Dad turned away. I told her no. And walked to Ryan's room without her. He was asleep. Pale. Tubes everywhere. His phone gone. His voice out. But for the first time in weeks, he wasn't with her. She cornered me in the waiting room. Said we needed to clear the air. I didn't want to talk. But she did. Always did. She started soft. "I know I messed up. But I love him. I always have." I stared at her. Said nothing. She shifted. "I didn't mean to replace Nicole. But Nicole never really saw him, not like I do," I said. "She saw him enough to walk away. You just stayed long enough to break him." Her eyes narrowed. Mask cracking. She whispered, "You always hated me. You made him choose." I said. "He did choose. You. Every damn time. And look where that got him." She stormed off. Back to her hotel. Again. That night Ryan woke up. Barely. But enough. He saw Dad. Smiled. "Weak." Said hey. His voice was paper. I sat beside him. He looked around. Then asked, "Where's Sierra?" I hesitated. Said, "Resting." He nodded. Then after a pause. Quiet. Almost like a confession. He said, "She left me alone. The night I thought I was dying." Then he turned away. And cried. For the first time in years. 2 weeks later. We got him home. He couldn't walk far. Couldn't sleep through the night. Woke up sweating. Grabbing his chest. Like he was still back in that room. Still waiting for her to show up. But she didn't. Sierra messaged. Called. Posted a selfie from the airport. Captioned, "Not everyone deserves a goodbye." No one replied. Ryan didn't ask about her again. Not once. One afternoon. We sat outside. Blankets. Lemon tea. Sky heavy with Oregon gray. He looked at me. Really looked. And said, "I let her burn everything. Because I was scared of being alone." Then, after a pause, he said, "Jenna, I'm sorry. For making you the villain. When she was the fire the whole time." I didn't answer. Just held his hand. Some wounds need no reply. Nicole didn't come to the wedding. Sent a gift. And a letter. Ryan read it twice. Then folded it. Placed it in the drawer. And said, "I don't know if I deserve her. But I do know I don't deserve Sierra." We haven't heard from her since. But sometimes, when it's too quiet, I still check my tags. Just in case. The end.